Hey guys, Logan Sacco here. Today I have the DOOD spreadsheet. This is going to be everything that you guys will possibly need for the DOOD format. I worked on this with Julien, the world champion, so you're going to have absolutely the best quality information on here, as well as just overall, it's a lot of information. In this spreadsheet, we have branded Dracotail as well as Dragon Dracotail just combined into the same like spreadsheet. It's got all of the combos on there. It's got all of the yummy combos, all of the DDD combos, as well as all the pure canine combos. If you're wanting one individual sheet, you don't care about the other decks, you just want Dracotail or any other list that's on here, it's $15. All of the spreadsheets come with like infinite combos for anything you'll need for the deck, as well as a deck list itself that I personally would even consider taking to a YCS. As you guys know, the decks that I put on here are very, very similar to the ones I actually take. Things do change non-engine wise, but usually the strict basics of the deck as well as the combo components in there is what I actually play at events. If you're wanting more than just one of the sheets, if you want to go ahead and purchase all of them to get all of the information that you can, it's $35. Kind of combines all of them down to one better price for you guys. So if you guys are wanting to do so, go ahead and click on the link in the description. I'll show you guys how you can fill this out. That way you're able to get it. You basically send whatever amount you want to based on what you want to purchase to either my PayPal or my Venmo right here. You put a screenshot of your payment in, and then you go through and you select which thing you're actually wanting to get. So if you're wanting to get DDD, you select that. If you sent 35 and you're wanting to get all of them, select all of them. And then it wants you to put a Gmail in here. This is shared on a Google Sheet. So you have to have access to Gmail to do it. Make sure your email is a Gmail, please. And lastly, just like for my own personal thing, if you'll put like how you heard about the sheet in here, that helps me out a lot personally. Let's go ahead and look at some of these combos from the sheet. In this starting combo, we have Cupsy Yummy, as well as a normal summonable hand trap. More than likely, it's just a Molcharmy that you have in your hand that you're not going to use, and then any discard. We're going to start off by normal summoning our hand trap, linking it away into Almirage, and then special summon our Cupsy Yummy to the field, and use the effect to add our surprise. From there, we're going to go ahead and synchro off to make a Cupsy Yummy Way and add a cookie as well as our new Marshmallow Yummy and discard the random card that's in our hand. From here, we don't really care if we play into Azuna by activating the effect of our Marshmallow because this card does activate to special summon itself. Because we have a synchro monster on our field, I'm pretty much going to keep one the entire time until our opponent doesn't really have a very good point to interrupt us. So we're going to go ahead and use our Marshmallow here to go ahead and special summon out. And then we're going to special summon our Cookie and then synchro off into a Metal Marcher. And then use Metal Marcher to go ahead and revive just our Cupsy that we had 20 seconds ago. From here, we're going to make Herald. And now that we are fully safe from every possible form of interaction, we are going to make our Yummy Snatchy finally, placing our field spell, use Minion to go ahead and revive our Cookie. And then we can make our Lollipo. Lollipo is going to special summon our Cupsy Yummy Way as well as our Marshmallow from the graveyard. We're going to turn that Yummy Way into a Snatchy, and then we're actually going to activate our surprise to special summon back our Marshmallow Yummy. And the reason we're doing this is because we actually haven't used its effect yet. So now we can just use the effect to add the surprise right back to our hand. We can link off our Cupsy and link off our Marshmallow into an SP, which gives us even more protection for things onto our inboard, as well as more interruptions. And then we can just set our surprise to the field, and boom. That's our inboard. We got to literally everything you could possibly need for the Yummy inboard, as well as having an SP and Herald already on the field, just giving you like the most forms of interaction and protection into your board. In this branded Dracotail combo, we have branded Fusion plus Dracotail 5 mana. We're going to start off by activating the branded Fusion. We are going to send a Frixel from our deck to the graveyard, as well as Fusion with Fallen of Albaz, of course, into our Albion the Sanctifier. This is one key component to the branded strategy going forward, is that Frixel is actually a light spellcaster, so being able to go for one of the best fusion monsters ever made in the form of Sanctifier is ridiculous for this deck's grind game, as well as being able to like special out the Frixel during your opponent's turn with Albion to just kind of loop into like a Malulu or a Lucas, whatever you're wanting to do, or just going straight for a Fallen of Albaz play is very, very powerful. But this is going to trigger our Frixel, which is going to then go ahead and set our Ketu. We're then going to activate our Ketu to add a Lucas. We're going to normal summon the Lucas and use the effect to go ahead and add, and that's going to add our Urgula. We're going to use the 5-mana Diffusion now that was just in our hand to go ahead and make our Thalion. And from here, we're going to go Chainlink 1 our Thalion, Chainlink 2 Lucas, Chainlink 3 Urgula. We're going to put our Rahu on the field as well as Flame. And then we're just going to add back this 5-mana with our Thalion. Because we have not used the 5-mana's effect yet, we're going to flip up our Rahu, send a Malulu from our deck to the graveyard, as well as 5-mana to go ahead and summon our Galamo. That's going to trigger both of those monsters. And you may be asking, like, hey, like, why are we activating both the monsters? What are we really going to get off of this? With the new Dracotail trap, you're actually able to get access to all three of them and get into a much better looping situation for yourself. One problem with this deck was even with having like a full board, you kind of ran out of a grind game with them because your trap could put back a trap, but like that one trap putting back a trap is just way too slow. So now that you have 3 traps, it's really easy to circulate having multiple traps in your deck at the same time and getting multiple traps to resolve on the same turn to put back 2 traps. From there, though, we're not even done with our turn, even with having all 3 of the trap cards, because now we can use our Urgula to go ahead and add back our 5 mana to our hand. And boom, that's going to be our end board here. We have Albion the Sanctifier, which can either revive our Frixel to special summon to our field, and then we can use the effects of Frixel to either revive Malulu or Lucas, like I was talking about, and bounce the Frixel to our hand, getting us a really good fusion interaction right there. If we decide that we don't want to do the Frixel play, we can also use the Albion to special summon Fallen of Albaz, discard any card from our hand, go straight into like a Mirror Jade or an Albion, Lubellion, whatever you're wanting to do there. Albaz is just a ridiculously strong card. On top of that, we have our Golamo Pop, which is going to be activated at several points whenever we want it to. Or have the option to activate at several points. It's part once per turn. But here you have 3 trap cards that you can use to try to proc your Golamo, as well as you have the 5 mana in your hand. With that, the 3 trap cards are very strong. Flame, obviously a spell negate. Horn is a bounce. And then Sting is very good into Mitsurugi, as well as pretty decent into Yummy. Being able to remove from play just like a random field spell that like prevents them from trying to like put back their extra deck monsters is really, really powerful. As well as just like using it as like a 1-for-1 interaction into like a normal summon starter. So if they go Cookie, Link 1, place Minion effect, try to revive the Cookie, and you just flip up Sting and you get rid of it. I mean, it's very good there, as well as it just gets you a draw, right? I mean, even if this card was just it was just Upstart Goblin, that's still a good effect, right? You know. And then we have, of course, the 5 mana, which is going to get us to whatever fusion monster we want to at that point in time, with all of the monsters that we're going to have in circulation from all our draws. And now in this combo, we have Jokul and Mjolnir into an Infinite Impermanence. We're going to start off by activating the Jokul to go ahead and special off the Mjolnir from our hand, and then we're going to use our Jokul effect to add our Noroi. We're going to normal summon Noroi and use the Noroi effect, and here our opponent is basically forced to imperm our Noroi, because if they don't imperm the Noroi, we're going to special summon a Lupus from our deck, and we're going to make our Princess absolutely untargetable. So there's nothing they're really going to be able to do to stop us from resolving it at that point in time if the only hand trap they have is an imperm. So their best bet is to try to stop us while imperming the Noroi, cutting off from the additional engine. They're going to do that. I'm going to show you how you can play through it from there. We're going to go ahead and make Ripper, use Ripper to detach off our Noroi. We can get Lantern, use Lantern to special summon back the Noroi, and then we can use that to add our Quick Play spell. We're going to use Noroi now to go ahead and send off the Lantern. We're going to make our Princess, then use Princess to detach the Mjolnir and pass it on over to our opponent. That's, of course, going to activate, winning us the duel, and then we can pass with a set force release. And then finally, for probably the longest combo I've ever had on my channel, we are going to start by normal summoning DD Savant Kepler, adding Dark Contract with the Gate, activating it, and then using that to add our new DDD Zero Demise King Zero Machinex. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to activate it, use that to place our new continuous spell card, Dark Contract with Zero King, pop off our guy, and special summon Copernicus from the deck, which is then going to use its effect to dump DD Lance Soldier. We're going to use the Lance Soldier now to go ahead and pop our spell card, special summon its back, and then we're going to use the effect to modulate itself to a 4. From there, we're going to overlay into Solomon, use Solomon's effect to go ahead and detach to add. That's going to get our copy of Griffin to our hand, and then we're going to go ahead and put a King Tell on top of our Solomon for free, just because it gets us more resources. We're going to link those off now to make our Gilgamesh, and we're going to go Chainlink 1 King Tell, Chainlink 2 Gilgamesh, and that's of course going to put both of our broken scales in there, as well as the King Tell is going to dump our Necro Slime. We're going to use our Griffin now to special summon from hand, because we haven't done so yet, and we're going to play around Nib fully by summoning our DD Sky King Zeus Ragnarok. This is a ridiculous card. If you have not read this card yet, you absolutely should. This card is ridiculous. And now we're going to use our Slime to go ahead and banish it, as well as our Solomon, to special summon our Flame Genghis. We're going to use the effect of Ragnarok now, because we specialed a DD monster to then target our King Tell and special that from the graveyard, which is going to trigger our Genghis to then special summon our Land Soldier from the graveyard. Now we're going to use our DD Orthros to go ahead and pop itself in the King Tell, which is going to trigger the King Tell, as well as our Zero King Machinex to go ahead and special summon out, and then we have the option to non-target destroy something. We're just not going to do that. The King Tell is going to resolve still and send our Griffin, though, and from here we can use our Zeus Ragnarok to go ahead and activate to pop our card, and then we get an additional Pendulum Summon this turn. We're going to use the Machinex now to put itself in our Pendulum Zone, and then we can Pendulum Summon for the first time of the turn. That's going to special summon out our Orthos, our Griffin, and then we're going to synchro off our 2 monsters into our new Clovis. Clovis is a ridiculous card. It's just free extension. It's going to special back our Griffin from the graveyard. Because Griffin was then special summoned, we can add DD Scale Surveyor. We're going to overlay our 2 6s now to go ahead and make a DD Kai King Caesar, the card that was actually supposed to be played in this deck. And then we can go ahead and synchro off now into our DD Cursed King Siegfried. And we are going to Pendulum Summon for the second time, because we did activate our effect. We're going to summon out 3 monsters now. It's going to be 2 Griffins and our Orthos. I'm going to use the additional effect of Griffin here, because it was Pendulum Summon, to discard and draw a card. We have a ton of bodies now. Here's how you use them successfully. You go ahead and make Little Caesar, Pizza, and then we are going to link those off into a Gilgamesh. The reason we're doing so is because that triggers our Caesar, which is then going to add our Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness from our deck to our hand. There is another option. You can choose to play, I think it's Dark Contract with the Dark Witch. I think that's the name of the card. It's like a pop. It's okay. I think if you're going to main deck an additional trap card for your board, this is the best one by far. This absolutely destroys Yummy. It's just worth playing. From there, we are going to go ahead and make a deuce on top of our guy here. We're going to make the best Unchained monster that's ever been printed. And then we are pretty much going to call it there. We have our Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness on our field. So we're going to set that. This board actually plays around Dark Ruler as well, if you guys didn't know. When they actually activate Dark Ruler to try to turn off all of your disruptions, you can flip up your continuous trap, and then you can actually just activate the effect of Siegfried, because this is just a quick effect, target a face-up spell/trap card on the field. That target has its effects negated. So this kind of bypasses Dark Ruler as well to end with just a ridiculously strong board. That's going to be pretty much it for the combos that I'm going to show you guys from the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has these combos as well as like 1,000 more of them. It has like 250 combos on the sheet altogether, I think. And it's overall just really good value. If you want to get a major head start in this next format, it is a great thing to get. Whether you're going to YCS Lille or YCS Peru or Anaheim in the next couple of weeks, it is a good thing to have as a resource. Whether you're playing the decks or not, knowing how you can play around them and hand trap them to the best of your ability is a great thing to do. Regardless, though, I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks. Bye-bye.